Hello, welcome to Be a Light with Mushan podcast. Over the years, through the platforms and organizations, I have met many inspirational individuals, especially those ones who have made the impact on me personally and dearly. Today, I have invited my dearest mentor and also a chief HR officer from our own company organization, Marsh McLennan Agency, to my show. So welcome, Sharon.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being asked.
I'm so inspired by you. Since the very beginning, I attended your happiness workshop. And ever since I found you are radiant, you are a light, not just to the people in our organization and also outside of the organization. And your insights and your messages are very empowering and definitely resonated with me deeply. So today, would you like to start sharing your journey with us a little bit? How you landed to today's role as the Chief HR Officer at Marsh McLennan Agency?
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me to this conversation. And I think you're overly generous with the introduction, but I do appreciate your kind words. My career has been the road less traveled for sure. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I probably still don't. I think there are 100 other things I could do because my interests are so vast. But I had 3 separate jobs by the time I was 25 out of college before I really landed in something that I felt resonated with me. And that was a combination of my love for teaching, business, and foods. I landed with the Pillsbury Company. And so my first entry point into HR was in what then was called training, which is now learning and development with that company. And that was my springboard for a transfer to a sister company in another business. It was alcoholic beverage drinks. And I had various roles up the HR chain and made a couple different moves leading HR for different companies before landing back at Marsh McLennan Agency, which has been my favorite job of my career because it's been all about growth. We've been on an acquisition trail, and so it's been really fun to build something. And throughout my career, I think what probably has been different for me is I took 5 different corporate relocations, moved 5 different times for my job, and which gave me a lot of diverse experiences, not only with HR but with industries and geographies, and getting good at starting over. So it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah, that's great. It definitely seems like your journey is not like a
Not
straight
linear.
line journey, and yeah, turns and run, and now found your passionate position, which can make a great impact on the organization as well as many people who have gone to this organization. And since you changed the jobs and also relocated so many times, would you like to share a little bit how you manage the changes in life and how you leverage the career change, especially make huge career changes is frightening to many people?
I think I've always been internally competitive with myself. That I grew up in this big family. There were 7 kids. We were a poor family, a rural family in the middle of the Midwest. And in order to differentiate myself from my siblings, I exceeded academically. And so I think with that being my upbringing of always wanting to differentiate myself through achievement, that it was a natural that I would take chances and make moves. And I think growing up at the end of a big family taught me self-reliance, and that I knew that it was up to me. And so I leveraged a lot of my own maybe stubbornness to figure things out and to start over and to prove myself. But I guess if I could go back and do it over again, I probably would ask for more help and seek out mentors and guide. You've done a great job with that, and in seeking out people that really want to support you on the journey.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like once you find the supportive community and people around you, you feel like your world is opened up. Such
Yes.
like as soon as I have met you, I felt like I'm so uplifted, like so much higher. My dreams are bigger and bolder, and my voice is a little louder too. So thanks
That's a
to
good
you,
thing.
thanks to you for your empowerment. Definitely finding the right tribe, finding the right supportive people and community is really helpful, and seeking the necessary help is helpful. I didn't know you grew up in a family and without so much attention. So I kind of relate that with you. I grew up kind of like a invisible child. Even though I didn't grow up in a family with 7 kids, I grew up in a family with 4 kids, but my younger brother took all the attention. And also I was the middle kid. And in China back then, the gender discrimination was so, so prominent. Like girls were not worth much because they think you're going out, you wouldn't belong to the family anyway. So, well,
And look
I
how you've overcome all of that. It's
yeah.
remarkable.
Yeah, it's okay. I heard today, I actually received the messages like we are our biggest cheerleaders. So definitely you thrived and you succeeded without too much of attention or care from the family or support. And you find your way out too. So thank you for sharing your experience and definitely give us the guidance in this path.
Of course.
Also,
And I'm wondering if you might be able to relate to it, that I think that I was able to create a bigger trajectory for myself by leaving the pack, by not staying in the rural Midwestern area, but venturing out and putting myself into challenging places that were new and different. In the same way, you leaving China gave you a chance to blossom and and actualize in a way that may not have happened if you stayed in your home country.
yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, sometimes, when we can't change something, we got to be the change, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely resonate with how you felt, and your courage, definitely, and your courage and your passion and your interest took you far. And sometimes the original birthplace may not be necessarily the most nurturing environment. So we need to seek out for better opportunities. Yes, I felt that I have been thriving ever since I have stepped into United States, and also ever since I stepped into our MMA workspace, because of the supportive working environment, I felt so much more empowered. In some way, I didn't even realize how much I can contribute to the society, to the people around me. So talking about that, because of your mentorship, because of your support, and I'm more, in a way, I feel like I'm much a stronger contributor to the society. Would you like to share a little bit about the mentorship and the supporting others, how it plays a role in your life? Because I know you are so sincere and you truly care. And every time when I had the meeting with you, you were fully present. You were supporting me from the bottom of your heart, and I could feel that too. So would you like to share a little bit about that?
Yes. And for me, it's about the life stage that I'm in. and I may not have been as great of a mentor 20 years ago. I think that I like to describe it in terms of a model that Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist, invented or uncovered, which was the 4 stages of human development: athlete, warrior, statesman, spirit. And I'll give just a quick overview of what that means. Early in life, like as teenagers and young adults, we're preoccupied with our physical abilities and with our beauty. And you've got a teenage daughter, aren't they looking in the mirror a lot? They're always concerned about what they're wearing, how they appear. And it's proverbial and literally looking in the mirror, that there's always kind of that self-examination in that stage. When we move beyond that is the warrior stage, which is where most of us spend the bulk of our careers. The warrior is, we want to win in the world, we want to land great jobs, we want to make money, we want rewards, recognition. This is normal. This is a good part of the development. But if we keep working on our inner self, we move on to the 3rd stage, which is where I believe I am, which is called statesman or stateswoman. And in this, it's about giving back. We often see executives reach, their 60s and they want to find a board position on a charity. It's about giving back and investing in others. And that gives as much satisfaction or more than achieving things for ourselves. And we lose interest in, gaining more money or fame or fortune or those sort of things. The satisfaction comes from watching others succeed. How can I help lift somebody else up? That's what it means to be a statesman or a stateswoman. And that's the satisfying part about my life stage. If I continue to grow and develop and follow Carl Jung, the last stage is called spirit. And it means when we recognize that we aren't our body, we aren't this nationality, we aren't the culture, we aren't the money we've accumulated. We're really a spirit having a human experience. And we get much more in touch with the spiritual side of us. I'm not there yet, but I look forward to when I do. So that was a long-winded answer of saying that I enjoy the mentoring because this is who I am at this life stage. And I find it very satisfying.
From what you described, I just found myself very fortunate to have met you at the right stage that you are in now, as this states woman.
Either one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hope mentoring me provides some feedback that encourage you to enjoy the moment, enjoy being the guide, the light to the mentees like me. Definitely, I've benefited tremendously from your mentorship, your support, and I hope you will grow to your spirit stage, and I know you're already on the way there. Thank you.
You're very kind. You've done the hard work. It's given you permission to be authentic, and it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, about authentic and things. I know you are very sincere and genuine, value the authenticity and gratitude. I mentioned that I got to know you through that happiness training. I believe you said the key to happiness is to master the skill of appreciating things. Would you like to share something about that?
Sure. I consider appreciation the superpower of maintaining happiness in life. That it's really important to me, and I've reached, again, the stage in life where I fully accept responsibility for how I feel at any given moment. While things may trigger me, I realize that that's static, and I get to bring myself back to center. That I am responsible and I can choose to think different thoughts. If I'm finding that I'm feeling melancholy or angry or frustrated, I trace back, like, what must I be thinking in order to have that feeling? Because feelings don't just come out of nowhere. They're a result of what is the message that I'm feeding myself in order to come with that feeling of frustration or anxiety, and really getting back to my self-talk and making sure that it is as empowering as possible. I don't eat junk food. Why would I let junky thoughts hit my brain, right? And so it's about caring enough about the food that I'm feeding my mind and being disciplined enough, moment to moment, making a disciplined choice. I can ruminate and be scared or frustrated about something, or I can find something to appreciate. And I think they're mutually exclusive to be appreciating and fearful at the same time. I choose to find something to appreciate to keep my energy and my spirits up.
Yeah, I love that. You definitely have a great self-discipline, and this habit really makes a big difference in life. As you said, it's you choose to be grateful, to choose to appreciate things. How we think really matters so much. It controls how we feel, and how we feel controls how we act. How we act controls the entire life. No wonder you lead such a positive and healthy life, which is an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you.
So again, at the workplace, I remember we were in several occasions in some of our colleague resource group meetings, we encourage people to find a sense of belonging and also find a fulfillment. How, since you are the chief HR officer, I give you a tough question. How do you foster this type of environment? How do you encourage people to do that when many people are just achievers, only want to get the jobs done?
I think it starts with a curiosity. I like to ask big questions and listen and mirror back what I've heard. And I think that listening is a powerful influencer, uplifter, and certainly a skill to be nurtured. Everyone wants to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be understood, but really to seek to understand where someone's coming from, because I can't possibly know how to help the person without pulling it out from them. And so getting really comfortable and good at asking questions and seeing where that leads and what else, and not leading the witness, but letting them come to their own conclusion is something I've used throughout my career.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely, yeah, asking the questions and basically being a good listener, which is something I have been working on. I like to talk more, but I needed to work on being a good listener more too. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing such insights and such tips that will help us to be a better listener and a better supporter to just ask questions. And also, since we are in the dynamic world, and nowadays, like there are so many negative news and things. I remember from that workshop, you mentioned that don't let the negative news or something like you consumed from internet to influence or to affect your life. So would you like to share how do you manage this? How to manage the negative side of the world and influence versus you choose to stay calm and be yourself and living the best that you can?
For me personally, what works is setting boundaries on the amount of negativity that I consume. It's okay to shut the news off. It's okay to silence the notifications on your phone about breaking news and using social media less. The cable TV channels have, bad news 24/7. that barrage of that all day long is weakening our immune system. It's weakening us, and it's making us unhappy. And so first and foremost is I set boundaries to how much of that I'm willing to consume. And the research indicates that there is an inverse relationship between the amount of social media you consume and your happiness level. And so that it doesn't mean that I'm ignoring the issues that are going on in the world, but I'm limiting it because I know that what I can do is I can petition my politicians for change. I can vote. I can give to charities. I can volunteer my time. I can put positive energy into the world. But I'm not going to stop the war in Ukraine or in Gaza as much as I would love to. And so it's about almost like the serenity prayer, recognizing that I'm going to put as much good into the world as I can, and recognize that that I have to let go of the rest for my own sanity. That I'm not going to help anyone if I am depleted from all of the negativity that's going on in the world. And so it's about choosing to be disciplined, finding something good, finding something to appreciate, and finding ways to put more good in the world. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's true. To be honest, my husband likes to comment that you don't know anything about the world, what's going on. You just live in your bubble in some way. I mean, my husband is very intelligent, so he is well read and like always reading. To me, I said it's okay. I can't change that world now. I mean, I can donate sometimes if I needed to, but I can't change that the whole world. I first change the world that I can control first. And from our action, we can influence others. If more people join this positive ripple effect and get the message, perhaps there's no war. That's the ultimate goal. But right now, what I can do is to do what I can in my power, in my control. So I totally agree with you. Yeah, setting boundaries and also limit the amount of assumptions from internet and filter the things. Even though we can't filter at all, sometimes some ads or something will pop up because of the digital world, digital era, but we can choose to either keep being fed by those negative things, or we can choose to watch other things, such as maybe a comedy show or hang out with friends, right? I totally agree with you. Our well-being is the number one thing. If we can't be the better version of ourselves, can't live the positive version of ourselves, we can't contribute much. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, laughter is the best medicine. I think that when I'm consuming regular comedy, whether it's stand-up comedy on YouTube or something, and belly laughing, that is therapeutic, and that is really helpful to the body.
Well, that has resonates with me so much. I was even teaching people to laugh, like pretend laughing. And then when you laugh, your body actually follows your laugh. Then when you eventually really laugh, and it's contagious. For example, if I laugh, probably you found it's silly in the beginning, but then you were joining the laugh. So it's totally contagious and
It
not.
absolutely,
Yeah,
it is contagious. Yeah.
I agree. And I know you have a very healthy lifestyle. And I know you love your dog, Oliver. Would you like to share a little bit about that word? How our friend, like our family, like our fur family, contributed to your well-being? Because I know many people in front of our video or listening, they are also fur lovers too.
Oh, thank you for indulging me. Oliver's my 4-year-old corgi. which is a short, squatty dog with a huge personality. They think they're big dogs in a smaller body. He is just his adoring gaze. I mean, I just, what I consider unconditional love that no human being is capable of providing. He just looks at me and I melt. And he has been my constant companion and my lifeline during the pandemic. And so we are really tight. And he is such a big part of the joy in my life.
Well, thank you so much to bring the personal side of joy, like Oliver, to our audience, and also setting a good role model as a good like lifestyle, have exercise and good eating habits, and also mental well-being, and all these are great insights that can inspire us to be the positive self and the authentic self. So I want to thank you for joining in on my show. And also, would you like to share a little bit more as a closing statement or advice to the audience who are listening or watching us?
I think one thing that comes to mind is there's a Zen expression, and I'm probably going to butcher it, so I'll paraphrase, which means that a lit candle can light thousands of other candles and not diminish the original one. In the same way that happiness and appreciation can be given generously and it's never depleting. It's always sustaining. And so that it is by appreciating, it's helping me and the person I'm appreciating. And it just expands, and they go off and help somebody, and they go off and inspire someone. And it becomes a very positive, spread it along message.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. I definitely almost seeing you as a burning candle who is leading the whole world. So thank you so much, Sharon, for your generosity and for your kindness and for your compassion and for your insights that will inspire millions of people. Again, I want to thank you for joining me on this podcast. And I personally thank you so much for your support.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.